There's no such thing as a single issue struggle because we don't lead single issue lives. So when we push back against any form of prejudice, we are also helping to undo all the others.
It's always wonderful to have that family surrounding you and supporting you through the years, isn't it?
And I said, I've resisted doing that, but because I'm just too sexy.
Welcome to Elder Wisdom, Stories from the Green Bench. This is episode number 73. We are so pleased to have you here with us again today. And as usual, we're having a fun and entertaining chat, which is full of wisdom, of course. That is the whole point. I'm Kathy Buckworth, and as always, I have the pleasure of sharing the bench with my co-host, Evelyn Brindle, who lives at the Village of Erin Meadows in Mississauga, just one of the Schlegel Village retirement and long-term care residences. Hello, Evelyn.
Hi, Kathy. And welcome to our podcast audience today. We're going to have a podcast about something that we all have to deal with, life's challenges, and how to take care of them with a positive attitude. You've had a number of challenges, I'm sure, Kathy, as I have.
Ongoing. Absolutely. I was just, I'm going through an audit right now. Well, that's not fun. So that's one of life's challenges. And of course, we all have ongoing challenges with our relationships, with our work, with our lives. And that's why it's so great that we're going to be talking with Donna Harrison today, who is a resident of Sandalwood Park. Hello, Donna.
Hello. How are you?
We're doing really well, and we are very excited to be getting to this conversation with you. We have some notes in front of us, lots of questions we're hoping lots of really fun and entertaining answers, no pressure, of course. And we're going to start off right from the beginning because I understand you grew up in Port Credit.
I sure did.
I was just there yesterday for in Port Credit. It's a great, great village. And you met your husband there, I think. Is that right?
I sure did. Yes, I did.
Is there a good story about that? Do we have a meet cute story?
Right on the lakeshore.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what year would that have been, Donna?
Oh my gosh, darling. Now we're going back. I think it was, 54.
Okay.
54 or 55. Around there.
It's probably changed a lot since then, as I'm sure everything has. What would be some of your favorite memories from the early days of your marriage?
Oh my gosh, he was
Big
such
question.
a great man, a lovely man, and I'm sorry to see him gone. He was just a super guy. Everybody loved him. He worked for Pepsi Cola, and he was one of their best drivers. He got the very first transport truck when they brought them in, and just a great man.
And what was his name, Donna?
George
Harrison. We know what we're talking about here. Yeah, not the same one exactly.
Right, honey. Yeah. No, he was super. And I have 5 children.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like their dad. They're as good.
And you have grandchildren as well, I think?
I have 7 grandsons,
Whoa.
1 granddaughter, and 4 great-grandchildren. Yeah.
And you met on the lakeshore. How did you and your husband meet specifically?
Well, I was sitting on a what do you call it, a cafe.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting on the steps waiting for it to open. And there was a gentleman I knew, and he was parked out there, Billy Gwilt. And George happened to pull up behind him, and he asked Billy, "Do you know her?" And he says, "Yes." And he says, "Oh, what's her name?" So Billy told him, and then Next thing you know, I don't know how it happened, but he he come to me and asked me if we could just sit together and talk, and we talked and talked. Next thing you know, he asked me would I like to go with him. He was going to pick up his mother. And so I met his mother, and that was it. I loved her as much as I loved him. But that's how we met.
That's a wonderful story.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And we have the 5 children, and all of them, most of my kids work for Pepsi Cola.
Oh, wow.
And their father had 48 years in. And I've got one son that just retired. He has 44 years in.
Hmm.
And I have another son that's still there, and he's got 36 years. And I've got a granddaughter that's still there, and she's about 15 years.
It's a real family business, that's
Oh,
for sure.
it is. It is all Pepsi Cola. I've got one, two. Yeah, I've got 2 grandsons that work for Pepsi as well.
Oh, well, I won't tell you that I'm drinking a Diet Coke right now, but
Oh dear.
oh dear, you're going to hang up on me now.
That's all right. To each his own.
Exactly. Did you ever do the Pepsi challenge, Donna?
Oh, my daughter did. Kim.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, my daughter did. Yeah, she was there for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And I thought everybody would have forgotten about the Pepsi challenge. That's so many years ago.
It was years ago. I have another secret. I used to work at Coke, so I'm not just drinking one. Now you're really going to hang up on me. So.
That's okay. No, that's okay. To each his own, as I say. Mind you, I used to say that was a bad word if you mention Coke.
Yeah, absolutely.
No more. Yeah. But no.
Well, I was in Port Credit yesterday, as I mentioned, and it has changed a lot over the years since I've been in Mississauga for the past 26 years. Have you been back recently, and have you seen any changes?
No, I haven't, but I used to live on 22 Pine Avenue,
Mm-hmm.
and that's at the other end of Port Credit.
Okay.
And I loved it there. I really did. I loved
It's a
Port
beautiful
Credit.
spot.
Yeah. We enjoyed it there. We were there for quite a few years. And it was just a nice little town.
Mm-hmm. Still is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Understand that you were married at the age of 16.
17, honey.
17, okay. And
Yes.
what was it like starting a family at such a young age?
You know, I had one after the other. I thought it was great. I enjoyed being their mother.
Great.
You know, if you talk to any one of them, they'll tell you the same thing.
It's wonderful. Yes. But you had to keep, how many years apart were they?
Okay, well, my oldest one is 68. And then the other one is 66. And then my Joe is 62. And Kimmy is 60. No. Yeah. And then Dougie, the last one, is 55.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
quite a few little ones underfoot there for a number of years, eh? He kept you busy.
Oh no, I done fine. I done fine.
Well, you would have to with that many
Yeah.
children at those young ages. They definitely did keep you busy.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about George, your husband?
George, wonderful man, honey. He lived in Cooksville, and as I say, I was sitting on the steps at Dee's, and he used to come down because him and Billy Gwilt always sat together and talked before they went to their jobs. And that's, as I told you, that's how the day that I met him. And he was just, I can't describe him to you. He's so good. When he retired, he came home and he says, I'm all yours now. What do you want to do? I says, could we go to a casino? Get in the car. That's that's the way he was. Whatever I wanted to do, he would do. So
That's wonderful. Yeah.
yeah,
You also know that he was a very kind man. That
it was
was
the best. But I'm getting tears now, and I don't really want to talk about it.
okay. That's fine. For for many people, though, family is considered to be one of life's greatest blessings, and it sounds like you feel that way as well.
Yeah.
Uh, did you have a lot of family gatherings,
Oh, all the time, but it
get-togethers?
was always at our place because my mother-in-law said I was the best cook.
Oh, great!
I don't blame her. Yeah, but he had a lovely family.
And
Yeah.
what kind of food were some of the favorites from the
Oh my
family?
goodness, roast beef all the time on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
Cottage rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, and a big ham. Everything like something big enough that she could feed or I could feed everybody.
Mm.
So we always got something big.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to. I want to go back to the casino.
Oh
That
yeah,
sounded really interesting. One called Blazing Sevens. Is that right? What can you tell me about those
that's the
casinos?
one that my
Yeah.
husband won
Whoa.
$10,400.
Oh my goodness.
Yep,
What game was he
yep.
playing?
The Blazing Sevens.
Oh, that's the
We
game. The
only
game is
played
called
the
Blazing
Blazing.
Sevens. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Oh well, geez, I should try that.
yeah. Well, that's years ago, honey. I don't
Yeah.
know if you still
Well, it
would.
would have been worth a lot more money then, for sure. That would have been a huge
Yeah,
amount of money.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I couldn't believe it. By that time, he had had cancer. And
Oh,
yeah, and I had to sit beside him because he was afraid if he did win anything and had to sign, he couldn't do it. His hands
oh.
were so bad. And that when he won that money and they came around and they wanted him to sign, and I told the lady why he couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And by God, from then on, they were after him for everything, no matter what he wanted.
Oh.
They were so good.
Well, you live in
But
Sandalwood Park, correct, Donna? Moving
yes,
there must have been a big change for you, I'm sure. So, what
oh,
helped you to feel a part of the community there? What kinds of things did you get up to?
oh my goodness, they're so good to me, honey. I can't even describe it to you. I love it here. It's like a home to me. They're so good to me. I don't
That's
think
lovely.
anybody has ever been mean to me. Never. And I love them all.
And what types of activities do you participate in there? Are there things that are your
Oh
favorites
my
or things?
goodness, we have word games, we
Hmm.
have bingo, we have everything. We play Family Feud.
Oh, nice.
We just have everything in here. And
And I
you mention
imagine
something and you get it done. They make sure we have fun. So
and I
I love
imagine
it.
you've made quite a few friends there as well, and that must be important to you as
I
well.
sure have, dear. I sure have. Yeah, a lot of friends.
A lot of friends who would have helped you. I think I'm reading here that you had a fall. How do you stay positive and adapt afterwards? I imagine the friendships were very important during that time.
That was really tough, honey. That was in
Hmm.
2022. And I was at home and I had been outside and I walked in and I don't know what happened. Maybe it was the heat.
Mm.
But anyway, my grandson was coming to meet me and I fell right in front of him, split my face looked terrible, but I
Oh
don't
no.
have any scars other than this. But I don't know. I just love this place, and they're so good to me.
That's great.
So good to me. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you made a lot of friendships there at Sandalwood as well?
Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah. I have a few friends in here. Yeah, and the ones I sit with at all of my meals, they're good friends to me. And but there's a lot more than just them. I have others. I have one sitting with me right now.
Yeah, nice. So you've been at Sandalwood, I think, about 2.5 years. Is that right, Donna?
Yes, dear.
And I
Yes.
understand that you've made a really good friend by the name of Mary. What kind of trouble do you two get up to?
None. We're very good. We're very good.
But
Yeah,
I think I'm reading here that you enjoy a good board game. Is that right?
I love it.
Me
Yeah.
too. What's your favorite?
Oh my goodness, there's so many, honey. So many. Oh, I can't even remember. Can
Word
you
games are
remember?
good, aren't they? That's what I like.
I love the word
Yeah,
games.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Those
yeah,
are super fun, like Scrabble and things like that.
yeah. Right on, honey. Yeah,
And one of the things, of course, that your friendship with Mary would bring to you is kindness, and that's so important. And you've mentioned that before, that you had from your father and your husband. How do you think kindness has helped shape how you live your life?
what? How do I think it's
Hmm.
helped? Because
Hmm.
I'm nice. Everybody's nice.
Right?
Yeah,
That's a good way to be,
there's
for
no
sure.
point in being angry.
No, exactly,
No,
exactly.
that's for darn sure. You're not going to get anywhere if you're like that.
Yeah, and it sounds like you spend a lot of time looking for fun things to do and connecting with people. Staying
Yeah.
connected is really important as well, isn't it?
Yes, it sure is.
And do you
It's
get the chance
most
to see
important.
and do you get the chance to see your kids and grandkids very often?
Oh gosh, yes.
Oh, good.
Oh, I'm very fortunate. Yeah, very fortunate, dear. Yesterday, my daughter came and we had some entertainment here. Well, she was in her glory. She's the oldest girl, and
Hmm.
she was in her glory because she could sit and sing with the guy, Elvis. She sang every song with him.
Oh, that's so fun.
She even said to me, "Mom, if anything ever happens to me, I want to come here too."
Perfect.
Oh God. Oh well. I love them all.
It certainly sounds like that. You've been
Yeah.
a very happy person. It comes through in your voice.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is there
Thank
any
you.
particular kindness that you've received from someone that
Any
stands
what?
out in your memory?
How? What, honey? Any
Is there
what?
any kind of an act of kindness that has stood out in your lifetime that you always remember? This,
Well, I could go to my husband. I could go to my sons.
Hmm.
My daughters are great too. They're all good to me, honey.
that's the
You
way
know,
they should
all
be,
I
right?
need to do is make a phone call if I'm lonely and one of them come.
Is there
So
anything in particular that you've taught them through your life
the kids,
to encourage them to live by that?
no, they're just kind, period. Like my youngest daughter, she has two sons. One's a cop, and the other one works in security. But she has these two sons, and my God, they're just wonderful, wonderful boys. You couldn't ask for two better boys. But then all my kids are good. But those two are really so good to their mom and dad, and I love them all. They're so good.
Well, as Evelyn just noted, you're such a positive person. You can tell it in the tone of your voice. But you must have had some big challenges, and I don't know if you want to talk about them or
Oh,
not. But if you do, how do you find the strength to overcome those?
well, like when my mother in law was so ill,
Mm-hmm.
That was terrible because I loved her from the day I met her.
Mm-hmm.
That was terrible. And then, of course, when my mom and dad died, that was awful. It's it's always to do with death that I've been. And then my husband's brother, Norm, he was younger than my husband, and he passed away 63.
Mm.
That broke my heart. But
How do, how
no,
do you how do you remain positive through times like that? Do you have any advice for our listeners?
it's hard, honey, when someone like that dies. But I don't know. I just go on.
Yeah.
I It's
Yeah,
tough, but you have to go on. You
you're
know.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the most difficult things in our lives, isn't it, Donna? When
Right.
someone close to us passes away. I've just
Yeah.
had that happen recently as well. And do you think about the happy times, the good memories that you've shared? I'm sure.
Tons of good memories, dear. Tons of them. Yeah. All I do is always think positive.
Because I ran across a quote recently that the Dalai Lama had said, and it said, he said, choose to be optimistic because it feels better. And it certainly makes us feel better too.
Right on. Right
It
on.
does. And you know, and I've got 4 kids and 3 grandkids, but my 4 kids, I mean, we've been through some stuff with them as well. And it sounds really trite, but I always say to them, you just never
Yeah.
know what's around the corner. You don't.
Yeah.
Like what
That's right.
tomorrow will bring. It's one day at a time. So that's all we
That is
can do,
so
right?
true.
That's right. Yeah.
So true. Yeah. I'm blessed with all my family. I really am blessed. And it's nothing that I did. They they
Well,
turned
I
out
think
good.
people would say it's a lot of what you did. It sounds like you're the force of positivity there. What's a family tradition that always brings a smile to your face, Donna? Do you have traditions within the family besides getting together for great Sunday roasts?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Beat you to it.
I love Christmas time with the
Mm.
family. Yeah, no, there's always good times. In fact, my oldest son, I told him I was going to go and do a podcast. And he says, okay, Mom, you tell me every word you said. I'm hoping and praying that you wrote it all.
I think you will be proud of what you're saying here today.
Yeah. Well, I had to talk at, what, Pearson Convention Center. There was 220 people.
Oh my goodness.
And I got up, I was petrified, just petrified. But my daughter come up with me and she stood behind me, my youngest daughter. Well, by God, I started and then I was fine. I just went on and on and on. Were you bored?
Sometimes it's just getting started, isn't it? That's the trickiest bit.
When we have good memories to share, we certainly should do that.
We
You know,
certainly have good ones, yes, dear. Yeah,
yeah.
you can't go through life without good memories, as far as I'm concerned, because I had all kinds of them, all kinds.
Donna, I hope you don't mind my asking, but how old are you?
87.
Or I should have said, how young are you? 87. Okay. We're
I'll be
about the
88
same
in
age
March.
then, yes.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
yeah, I'm just 86 right now. So,
Oh
yeah,
my gosh, you
yeah,
sound wonderful.
yeah. It
Oh, that's
is, you're through everything that we have gone through and experienced.
uh,
Looking
right.
back at things, it's always been a good life, and
Yeah, that's right, honey. Yeah,
yeah, and
yeah.
Well, I certainly learn from Evelyn and our guests every time we do one of these podcasts. Do you have any words of wisdom for us today, Donna, that you could pass along to your kids, who I'm sure will listen to this podcast, and perhaps your grandkids as well? Any advice you want to pass on to them directly about living a long and positive life?
Just be kind.
Love it.
Just be kind. That's all I ask of all of them. And my kids are doing that. They're great.
Well, I'm going to switch from drinking Diet Coke to Diet Pepsi just based on our conversation today, Donna.
To each his own, honey. You just drink what you want.
You've talked me into it. I can't believe we're coming to an end of another episode of Elder Wisdom, but our time is running out. Thank you so much, Donna, for joining us today and sharing a part of your life with us. I really loved speaking with you, and I'm sure Evelyn did as well.
Yes, thank you, Donna. Many happy, healthy days ahead.
Thank you so much. And to both of you, many happy days for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
I want to thank, of course, our listeners for tuning in to the podcast today and hearing these stories of elder wisdom. If you're joining us for the first time, guess what? There's about 70 other episodes you can go back to and listen to. And we'd love to have you subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already done so. And we want to hear your words of wisdom on social media. So if you're on any type of social media, use the hashtag Elder Wisdom, and that'll help others to find us on the Green Bench. And you can easily find us at elderwisdom.ca and follow the link and take a look at the Elder Wisdom Pledge Against Ageism while you're there and think about signing it. So thanks again for joining us. I'm Kathy Buckworth along with Evelyn Brindle, and we look forward to sharing some more Elder Wisdom with you on the next episode of Stories from the Green Bench.
Elder Wisdom, Stories from the Green Bench, is brought to you by Schlegel Villages, a complete continuum of care, offering independent living to long-term care, celebrating and honoring the wisdom of the elder. To learn more about us, please go to our website, schlegelvillages.com.